Hello students, let's start our class. Today we are going to discuss the rise of nationalism in Europe. History deals with many of the issues visualized by Sorio, and will look at diverse process through which nation-states and nationalism came into being in 19th century Europe. Dear students, the topic covered in this chapter are rise of nationalism in Europe, France Revolution, nationalism and imperialism. So, dear students, now question arises, what is nationalism? Nationalism is an ideology that emphasizes loyalty, devotion or allegiance to a nation or nation-state and holds that such obligations outweigh other individual or group interests. Nationalism is a modern movement. Throughout history, people have been attached to their native soil, to the traditions of their parents, and to establish territorial authorities. But it was not until the end of the 18th century that nationalism began to be generally recognized sentiment molding public and private life, and one of the great, if not the greatest, single determining factor of modern history, because of its dynamic vitality and its all-pervading character. Nationalism is often thought to be very old. Sometimes it is mistakenly recognized as a permanent factor in political behavior. Actually, the American and the French revolutions may be regarded as its first powerful manifestation. Now we are going to discuss about Frederick Sorio, vision of world. Frederick Sorio, a French artist, in 1848 prepared a series of 4 prints visualizing his dream of a world made up of democratic and social republics. The first print shows the people of Europe and America marching in a long train and offering homage to the Statue of Liberty as they pass it. The torch of enlightenment was carried by a female figure in one hand and a charter of the rights of man in the other. On the earth in the foreground lie the shattered remains of the symbols of absolutist institutions. In Sorio's utopian vision, the people of the world are grouped as distinct nations, identified through their flags and national costume. The procession was led by the United States and Switzerland, followed by France and Germany. Following the German people are the people of Austria, the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies, Lombardy and Poland, England, Ireland, Hungary and Russia. From the heavens above, Christ, saints and angels gaze upon the scene. They have been used by the artists to symbolize fraternity among the nations of the world. During the 19th century, nationalism emerged as a force which brought huge changes in the political and mental world of Europe. The end result of these changes was the emergence of the nation-state. The French Revolution and the idea of the nation. The first clear expression of nationalism came with the French Revolution in 1789. The political and constitutional changes that came in the wake of the French Revolution led to the transfer of sovereignty from the monarchy to a body of French citizens. The ideas of la patrie and la citoyenne emphasize the notion of a united community enjoying equal rights under a constitution. The States General was elected by the body of the active citizens and renamed the National Assembly. Internal custom duties and dues were abolished, and a uniform system of weight and measures was adopted. The revolutionaries further declared that it was the mission and the destiny of the French nation to liberate the peoples of Europe from despotism. Students and other members of educated middle classes began setting up Jacobin clubs. Their activities and campaigns prepared the way for the French armies which moved into Holland, Belgium, Switzerland and much of Italy in the 1790s. The French army began to carry the idea of nationalism abroad. Through a return to monarchy, Napoleon had, no doubt, destroyed democracy in France, but in the administrative field he had incorporated revolutionary principles in order to make the whole system more rational and efficient. Napoleonic Code. The Civil Code of 1804, usually known as the Napoleonic Code, did away with all privileges based on birth, established equality before the law, and secured the right to property. Napoleon simplified administrative divisions, abolished the feudal system, and freed peasants from serfdom and manorial dues. Transport and communication systems were improved. Businessmen and small-scale producers of goods, in particular, began to realize that uniform laws, standardized weight and measures, and a common national currency would facilitate the movement and exchange of goods and capital from one region to another. In many places, such as Holland, Switzerland, Brussels, Mainz, Milan, Warsaw, the French armies were welcome as harbingers of liberty. But it became clear that the new administrative arrangements did not go hand in hand with political freedom. So, dear students, before end of the class, we have to again remember some of the important points of discussions. What is nationalism? Nationalism is an ideology that emphasizes loyalty, devotion, or allegiance to a nation or nation-state and holds that such obligations outweigh other individuals or group interests. A French artist in 1848 prepared a series of prints visualizing his dream of a world made up of democratic and social republics, the French Revolution, and the idea of the nation. The first clear expression of nationalism came with the French Revolution in 1789, and the last Napoleonic Code The Civil Code of 1804, usually known as the Napoleonic Code, did away with all privileges based on birth, established equality before the law, and secured the right of property. Thank you, students. Have a good day.